It's a sad time for Hartlepool as after gaining promotion to League 2 in 2021, they are once again relegated. Well, that is going to change because by the end of this video, I'm going to make Hartlepool the best team in the world. But once again, there's a slight catch. No transfers, no youth academy, no homegrown talent. I am only allowed to sign free agents. I've done this with the championship team, I've done this with the League 1 team. It's now time to complete the hat trick and do it with the League 2 team. Now, I have to be honest, Hartlepool getting relegated seems believable. This team is absolutely woeful. For God's sake, we got a 57 rated centre-back in the starting 11. That says it all. However, there is one saving grace from this team. Joe Gray, who's 19 years old, 56 rated. Maybe if we put him on the right development plan, we could get this guy turned into a superstar. But honestly, this formation is not the one that Hartlepool needs to rock with. We definitely need to change this up. Now, with Hartlepool having a couple of CDMs, the 4-3-3 holding variation is absolutely spot on for this team. And just like that, the team is still absolutely freaking awful now. And this might be the most difficult one we've done yet. And once again, we are going to get rid of every single youth academy player just to make sure I stick to this free agents only rule. But we only have 2 million to spend, so I reckon we can sign about 3 or 4 players maximum with that money. So I think it's about time we went onto the free agents list and see what it has to offer this time. Now, normally I'd be looking for weaknesses in the squad to see where we can improve, but honestly, the team is overall that bad. I think we can buy for any position, it'd be a massive W anyway. And speaking of W's, I'm convinced I've just found a hidden gem. Kevin Soboff, he's 22 years old, he's 63 rated, he'd fit right in the team. And like I've already said, we haven't got that much money to work with, so I reckon we get 2 or 3 signings maximum this season. But with the transfer of Soboff secured, we put him into the starting 11, and already that front four is looking way more deadly. Now, if you guys know me, you know how important I think it is to have a good goalkeeper in between the sticks, which is why I found free agent Mahmoud Abanada. He's 22 years old, he's 63 rated, and he'd be our best keeper. So now we've officially brought in a solid winger and a goalkeeper. I think now it's time to improve this defense a bit. Now, we won't strengthen the back four a great deal, but he'll certainly improve it. Jasem Kabar is 20 years old and he's already 62 rated, so we may have a hidden gem here. And the final transfer I'm making of season 1 is Matthew Garbutt. He's a centre midfield, he's 64 rated, he's only 20 years old as well. He'll slot straight into that starting 11. And now that transfer window's done, the team is now looking like this. I think Hartlepool's board is a little bit unrealistic. How they're expecting us to reach the round of 16 already is a little bit stupid. But for me, I'm not fussed how we do this season. All I want to happen is for this team to improve like mad, because if we go into season 2 with the team looking like this, we are in for a rough ride. Well, boys, we've arrived in January and I don't know how we've done it, but we have finished 6th at the end of this season. We are in the playoffs alongside Leyton Orient, Stockport and Carlisle. And we got the better of Stockport in the semis, beating them 5-3 on aggregate, meaning we're in the final with Carlisle United. From relegation in real life to possible promotion via the playoffs, all that stands in our way is Carlisle. So Hartlepool, let's see what you got, boys. Show me what you've got. Oh, bloody hell. We lose out on promotion via a penalty shootout. You can't write this, can you? I suppose the positive thing is we were fighting for promotion instead of fighting for survival. I mean, if this team can get us a playoff position when we add quality into it next season, we've surely got to get promotion. And it's good to know these goal scorers in the squad. Our top goal scorer being our striker with 19 goals, our winger getting 17 and 11 assists, our other winger getting 8 and 3, our freaking centre midfielder 4 and 7, which isn't bad at all. Honestly, I wasn't fussed what we were able to do in season 1, but now that I know what we're capable of, in season 2 we are gunning for promotion. But you know what else I'm gunning for? 20,000 subscribers by the end of next month. So if you're enjoying the video so far, leave it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Now, if we're really going to push for promotion this season, we've got to pinpoint the weaknesses in this starting 11 and make sure they're not there anymore. And honestly, there's still a lot of improvement that needs to happen. We need a better winger, our midfield's a bit shaky, and our back four's really unbalanced as well. But this time we've got 4 million to spend, so we can make quite a few signings. Now, the first player I've scouted as a winger, and my god is he good. He's 72 rated. Alejandro Zendejas will fit perfectly into the starting 11. And now we've got the winger sorted, let's focus on the midfield. Now, I'm thinking of converting Garbutt to a central attacking midfielder, and I'll tell you why. He's got good pace, he's got good dribbling and good passing, all the hallmarks of a good central attacking midfielder. And it's because of this I'm switching to a 4-2-3-1, and the midfielder I'm going to bring in is going to be a CDM. And the CDM I'm bringing in is Asim Madibo. He's 26 years old, he's 67 rated, and he'll slot straight into the team. And there's the midfield ball, so now it's time to work on the defense. I've managed to find another defender, and he's once again another Qatarian, Omar Ahmed. He's 70 rated, he's 23 years old, so he's got plenty of time in his career to improve as well. Now, even with Ahmed in the starting 11, that back four still looks weak. I'm going to see if I can bring in one more defender. And after ages of searching, I finally found the fullback I want. 20-year-old kicking. He's 65 rated already, and with him being only 20 years old, he's got so much time to improve. Now, granted, he is only 65 rated, but that's still one rating higher than our previous defender. But that is our window done and dusted, and I think it's been a very successful one at that. Last season, we missed out on promotion by literally an inch. This season, we have to go for the top 3. And not only did we get the top 3, we won League 2, and we won it by an absolute landslide. Every signing we've made so far has been spot on, man. If we continue like this, we're going to get to the Premier League in no time. And the top goal scorer this time was debut winger Alejandro Zendejas, 25 goals and 9 assists. Our striker, though, 1 goal behind him with 24 goals, and Soboth with 24 as well. Our front 3 know how to score. But with the squad being in League 1 next year, we need to make sure there is no weaknesses at all in that starting 11. So we're now in Season 3, and it's time to evaluate the squad. For the most part, it's pretty well balanced. Our strongest part is our front 4. However, I would like to bring in another CDM and definitely a new centre-back as well. And this time, we have a grand total of 6 million in our budget. I think we can make as many signings as we want now. And our first one is going to be centre-back Federico Anduesa, who's 27 years old and 71 rated. He is exactly what we need in the team. And for a little bit more squad depth for our defence, I'm bringing in centre-back Ronald Dahl, who's 20 years old and he's 68 rated already. He'd be a perfect second choice centre-back. So our back 4 is officially sorted now. We need to focus our attention on our midfield problem. It's sad to say, but our captain Sil is now the weakest part of this team and now needs replacing. And I may have just found a hidden gem. Leon Webber, the French centre midfielder, is 68 rated at only 20 years old. And I've just found another player for squad depth, Hamza Sagiri, who's also a centre defensive midfielder, and he's 67 rated. It's mental to say, but the team is starting to slowly come together now, but I'm not finished quite yet. Our striker has been amazing for us so far, but I think it's time that we get somebody a little bit better. Now, I don't know how many seasons we'll get out of him, but he'll do for one season at least. Will Keane, who's 31 years old, but he's 71 rated. And I've also found 2 more players just to add a little bit more squad depth to the team. Centre-back Luis Fiera, who's 19 years old and 68 rated, and striker Alessio Bessia, who's 20 years old and 65 rated. And that's our window done and dusted, but look at how good the team is with only 3 agents being added to it. I'm not saying there's no weaknesses, but the improvement's been remarkable so far. But going into League 1, I've honestly got no expectations. As long as we don't embarrass ourselves, I couldn't care less how we do. I have to admit, I'm in slight disbelief how well we've done. We are 5th in the league at the end of this season in the playoffs alongside Blackpool, Barnsley and Mansfield Town. And we just managed to beat Barnsley on penalties, meaning we are playing against Blackpool in the final. We're on the verge of back-to-back promotions, man. Blackpool are the only team that stands in our way from making that happen, and Blackpool freaking stop us. Are you joking me? I suppose it was too good to be true, but it's a good sign that we're in the playoffs and only our first season in League 1. Looking at the squad though, a couple of lucky signings next season, we've got promotion in the bag. It looks like Will Keane was a decent signing after all. 25 goals in 62 games isn't bad for a 32-year-old. Then you got our front 3 game, 15 goals, 16 goals and 21 goals too. But like I've already said, a couple of lucky signings next season and we are looking at playing championship football very soon. We're now into season 4 and I've made one change to the starting 11. Bessia is going to be our striker this season. I think it's his time to shine. In regards to the rest of the team, I'm thinking we maybe need a new CDM, a centre-back and maybe a new goalkeeper. But when you're signing free agents, you kind of take what you can get. And we're going to have no issues getting free agents this season with 6 million to spend in the budget. Now, I found a free agent who I daren't leave it any longer to sign because look at his stats, man. He's 18 years old and his stats already look that promising. Now, I've just made him a crucial player for 5 years, so I'm hoping I've just made a good choice. And his overall is 74 rated. That is amazing. Oh my god, thank you. That is so lucky. And that's our defense sorted for the time being. Now we need to focus on the midfield. Now, I found a free agent who will certainly fill that role for the next 2 or 3 seasons at least. Javier Hernandez. He's 20 years old and he's already 73 rated too. And just for a bit of squad depth in that same position, I found Italian Marco Brescanini. That's our window done and dusted, and this is the squad that we are looking to go into season 4 with. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a goalkeeper. I've got a bad feeling I won't be able to find another keeper for 2 or 3 seasons. But last season we made the playoffs. This season we want that automatic promotion. Well, boys, we've arrived in May and we are officially into the championship. Next season we are promoted promoted as champions. I ain't gonna lie though, this goalkeeper's worrying me. If I don't find a better keeper in the next season or two, we are gonna get shafty. But on the bright side, it's best year's world and we're just living in it. 35 goals in 51 games is outrageous. But I go back to what I said just, unless we find a good goalkeeper in 2 or 3 seasons, we are screwed. We're now entering season 5 and I think it goes without saying what we need to bring into this team. A new centre defensive midfielder and definitely a better goalkeeper. And this time we've got 12 million to spend, which is actually killing me because I know I could bring in a goalkeeper just like that with that money. Now I'm taking a bit of a gamble with this. I found 2 goalkeepers that I haven't quite scouted properly yet. Kuba Pulowski and also Rudolf Cech. I'm going to sign them both and hope for the best. Pulowski's officially signed for the club. Now what's his overall? He's 75 rated and the risk has paid off. It's now time to see what the other goalkeeper's overall is. Come on, don't let me down. What's your over? 76 overall. If I'm not mistaken, he's better than freaking Pulowski. And there they are side by side. Luck has finally struck us with a goalkeeper. Now I think it's obvious what I've got to do. I have to start Rudolf Cech because he's the highest rated keeper out of the 2 and I'm going to send out Pulowski on loan. But now that we've got the goalkeeper sorted, we finally got a chance to sort that CDM roll out. Now I don't know how long we'll have him for, but I'm hoping he'll at least get us to the Premier League. Timu Bakayoko, he's 31 years old and 76 rated. And with Bakayoko now in the starting 11, our transfer window is officially done and dusted. Now admittedly, with us being so close to the Premier League, I did try and find a couple of centre-backs and full-backs, but I couldn't find any players that were worthy of bringing to the squad. And honestly, that's a worrying thing because this team is probably going to get promotion either this season or next. But I'm just spitballing, we could flop massively this year for all I know. While we've arrived at the end of the season, and I don't think the word flop is the way I'd describe it, we have finished 4th in the Championship and we're in a playoff position alongside Middlesbrough, Norwich and AFC Bournemouth. And we absolutely dismantled Norwich in the semi-finals, which means that we are playing against Bournemouth in the final. We have come a long way since season 1 and we are within inches of promotion to the Premier League. Bournemouth, the team that stands in our way, Hartlepool, have just swept them aside. We're back in the Premier League after so many years out of it. Honestly, these boys have done me proud and I don't think we've got a keeper problem anymore. 81 rated Chet, man. We had him when he was 76 rated. Man, Bessia really is a hidden gem. 52 games, 33 goals and 9 assists this season for him. What a player. We've come a long way since season 1, but the hard work officially starts next season when we enter the toughest league in the world, the Premier League. Now, as we enter season 6, there's an obvious weakness in this team. It's that back 4, man. If we can't improve that at all this season, we're going to have a rough year in the Premier League. I'm heartbroken, man. 37 million would literally fix that back 4 just like that. But now more than ever, it's time for these free agents to come in clutch for me. Now, I've managed to find a centre-back free agent by the name of Lamine Fateh. I haven't scouted him fully because I don't want to miss out on the chance to sign him, but look at how promising those stats are. Come on, be a good overall. Don't let me down. 80 overall. That is amazing. And just like that, we have a 17-year-old, 79 rated centre-back in the team, man. How lucky can we get? All we need now is a better CDM, and anything else after that's a complete bonus. Now, again, I have found a midfielder free agent, but I haven't scouted him fully. But Noel Fontana is 20 years old, and look at those stats, man. Obviously, we don't know what his overall is, but they look promising. These risky signings are bound to catch up with me at some point. 78 rated, man. We are getting so lucky with literally every single signing. I could so easily leave the transfer window here, but I want to pick up a couple of more signings at least. I found another free agent. This time it's a fullback, Jermaine Vigara. I haven't scouted him fully, but like the others, those stats don't look too bad at all. At this point, I can't be mad if he's a low rated. Oh my god, he's 78 rated, man. We are getting lucky with every single one. Pro tip for signing free agents, green means good. And I'm pretty sure this is the last signing I'm making. Igor Andrade is a right winger who's 74 rated, and we've got no squad depth in that position, so this guy will be perfect. And that is our transfer window done, and that is exactly the window we needed to do well in the Premier League. Every weakness that we had at the start of the season isn't there anymore, and this can only benefit us going forward this season. Well, boys, we've arrived in May, and honestly, I expected a little bit better. We finished 13th at the end of this season, and when you take a look at the quality we got on the team, we should be hitting the top 10 at least. This is what I mean. There's only 3 players below 80 rated in that starting 11. We definitely need to be doing better next season. But for his debut season in the Premier League, Bessie's done pretty good. 44 games, 20 goals, 4 assists. Isn't bad at all. We've officially established ourselves as a Premier League team. We just need to build on this now in the next couple of seasons. Honestly, it's like the board love taking the piss out of me at this point. 53 million they've given us this year. I could fix everything with that money if I could spend it. This is what I mean, man. All we need is another fullback and a centre-back, back, and this team is ready to go. Now, I have found a free agent fullback by the name of Jarrell Hato. He's 22 years old, 78 rated. I've never heard of him before in my life, but I'm willing to take a chance on him. And just in case Hato turns out to be a flop, I found 19-year-old Raul Parao, 75 rated already. And I've realised we don't have any backup strikers, so Santi Cabrera is coming in for that job. He's only 73 rated, but beggars aren't choosers. And that is our window done and dusty, but I have to admit I am slightly worried that I can't find a centre-back, man. There's no centre-back free agents good enough to go into this squad. At this point, I wouldn't mind a Wesley Fofana or a Virgil van Dijk to pop up on the screen. But this is the squad heading into Season 7. Now, last year we finished 13th with Hartlepool. This time we have to be aiming higher than that. I can't lie, I didn't expect us to do this well. We have finished 5th in the league at the end of this season. We have got Europa League football to look forward to. And we finally won a trophy with Hartlepool, beating Leicester City 3-1 to win the FA Cup. This team's improving every single season. We just need 2 or 3 more players and it's complete. This might be one of the most impressive player stats I've seen in a while. Besio, 50 games, 40 goals and 10 assists. That is literally a goal a game for him. But next season we are finally in a European competition in the Europa League. If we win it, we're in the Champions League, and that is ultimately our end goal. I actually want to cry at this point. We have 123 million to spend, man. The board are taking the piss. And just like last season, all we need is a better centre-back and a better right-back, and this team is solid. Now, granted, this guy's getting on, but he'll do for 1 season at least. Angelino, he's 32 years old and he's 83 rated. He'll go straight into the team. And I might have just found the centre-back. Dylan DeLu, he's 20 years old. I haven't scouted him fully, but look at them stats. He's got to be Van Dijk's regen. Surely with those stats, he can't be lower than 82. 82 rated! We have literally struck a gold mine with this guy. And with only 2 free agent signings, we have thankfully, for now, sorted that defensive problem out, but we still got a lot of time left in the transfer window. Boys, I've finally found a second choice central attacking midfielder, Hussam Aouar. He's 31 years old. I haven't scouted him yet, but I know for a fact he'll be decent. And for what is going to be my final transfer of this window, Albert Corona, he's 18 years old. I don't know what his overall is, but his stats do look pretty promising. Okay, he's 73 rated. This time I've taken a bit of an L on that one. But this is the team heading into Season 8 after that window has concluded. I'm almost certain that this guy is Virgil van Dijk's regen, but by the end of this season we'll know one way or the other. We've got a chance of early silverware this season. We face Liverpool in the FA Community Shield final. If we beat these guys, it's definitely going to look... wow. Okay, we get our arses handed to us. But moving on for that, as you all know, we are in the Europa League this time. We are in Group A with Galatasaray, Pacos Ferreira and Derry City. Now, I'm not being funny. We've got to top this group just to make a statement. But we defo didn't make a statement in the Premier League. We finished 8th at the end of this season. What the bloody hell's going on with Hartlepool? On the bright side, though, we did once again win the FA Cup by battering Arsenal in the final. Now, I can't lie, I'm a bit taken back by this. We've won the Europa League by beating PSG 4-3 on penalties. If we can beat PSG, we can beat bloody anybody. I really did have high hopes he was going to be Van Dijk's regen, but it looks like he was just a high-rated free agent. But looking at the stats, you know who's going to be top of the table. 42 goals, 8 assists in 59 games. Alessio Besio is running riot. Luckily, we won the Europa League this year, giving us qualification to the Champions League next season, where we have to take full advantage of this opportunity given to us. We've now entered Season 9, and if I'm being honest, I'm not fussed about how the starting 11 looks at all. There's quality all around the pitch, and it's still a relatively young side. What I want to focus on is making sure that subs bench has quality there as well. And we have 126 million. Don't you just love having money that you can't really spend? Now, the striker I'm looking at will definitely do the job for squad depth. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name because I'll definitely mess it up and you guys will take the piss out of me. Now, the player I'm looking at right now isn't the highest rated player of all time, but he'll definitely do the job for squad depth. Bento Alves, he's 21 years old and he's 73 rated. Now, honestly, I've searched for ages for free agents, but there's no players I'm finding that will go into the subs bench and the starting 11, so I've just given up, and this is the team that we're going into this season with. And once again, we have an early opportunity to win silverware. This time we're playing against City. Now, arguably, they are a better team than Liverpool. And once again, we lose in the Community Shield final, man. We just can't win this bloody trophy. And we have yet another opportunity to get silverware early this season. And once again, it's Manchester City who stand in our way. The first time, they beat us 2-1. The second time, they beat us 2-0. Oh my God, what the hell's going on? And speaking of the Champions League, we've been put into Group F alongside Dortmund, Benfica and FC Michelin. Now, Dortmund are definitely going to be the favourites to top this group, but as long as we get through to the round of 16, I could care less. Well, boys, we've arrived in January and it is disappointing. We are 8th in the league so far this season. If this is anything to go by, we are screwed when it comes to the Champions League. For some reason, we're just better in Europe. We have finished 2nd in Group F, not even close to Dortmund to be fair, but we are through to the round of 16 regardless. And shock of the century, Besio is the top goal scorer with 14 goals and 5 assists in 29 games already. And I think at this point, no free agent I found will be good enough to go into either the start 11 or subs bench, so I'm sticking with this team going through to the end of the season. It's our first time in the Champions League knockout, so let's see how we get on. And we started by getting past Roma quite easily in the round of 16, then just scraping past Real Betis to make the semi-finals. And look who we're up against, PSG. The last time we met up against these guys, we beat them to win the Europa League final. The question is it going to be the same result or a PSG go, oh my, Besio, Fontana, Zendejas, 3-0 to us, and we're basically in the final. Now, I know I just said we're basically in the final, but this is PSG we're talking about here. Even at 3-0 up on aggregate, we still aren't safe. We've got to finish the job in the second leg. Are we going to do that? Oh my God, 6-1 on aggregate. Yeah, we're in the final. And in the Champions League final, we face off against European giants Liverpool. I'll say this though, we did shocking in the Premier League. We finished 7th at the end of this season, man. I don't know what's happened to us in this league, but we are just shit. And we do make the FA Cup final once again. This time we lose to Manchester United. Now here's a fun fact. Every final we've been in so far this season, we freaking lost. And surprise, surprise, our top goal scorer, Bessie, with 31 goals in 60 games. And shout out to Matthew Garbett and Zendejas and even Soboth as well. 11 goals, 20 goals and 24 goals for all of them. I've done this 3 times now and I'm still amazed what you can achieve by signing only free agents, man. Just take a look at this team. Special shout out to our front 4 though. Every single one of them 90 rated and above. Now under normal circumstances I'd sit back and let the boys take care of business on the pitch, but I have never used a single one of these players and I feel like it'd be just a wasted opportunity. I already know that this is the best team in the world, but we've got one more game to prove that we actually are. Liverpool on the corner. Saka's playing for freaking Liverpool. Oh, hang on. I'm distracted. Bloody hellfire. I almost freaking conceded because I got distracted. Saka playing for Liverpool. That's horrendous. And Diaz is getting cut inside. He's on his left. What in God's coronation is that? 2-on-2. Soboth, has he got the pace? I think he has. He's going to take a shot, and that is enough to put us 1-0 up just on the stroke of half-time. Soboth with a beautiful run on the left side of the pitch. He takes it round Liverpool's defender purely on pace, and he slots it bottom right bins. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Oh my God, Garrett's in behind. Or Garbett, sorry. Garbett, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Is he going to put it away? That is a phenomenal save from Liverpool's keeper, man. Garbett's got to be doing better from there. Bossio has picked it up. He's going to try and cut inside. He's got the pace and the strength. Has he got the finish? Yes, he does. 67 minutes into the game. We are 2-0 up against Liverpool, and we are within inches of winning the Champions League. Liverpool are falling apart here. Soboth is in behind. He's going to cut inside. Take it on his right foot. He's come back to Garbett once again. Liverpool's keeper keeping them in this game. Cody Gakpo, one of the only players in this entire game that's caused us issues all throughout the game. Once again, he's found Locatelli, and our keeper, what a freaking save. He's going to try and outdo Militao on pace. I don't think he's going to do it. He's done at all. He's still with him. Soboth, oh, that's an absolutely appalling effort. I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the last kicks of the game. We've got a corner in the 94th minute of the game. Liverpool head it away. I'm pretty sure this is all that she wrote though. What is going on? Garbett's still got the ball. Soboth inside. Fontana. Oh, that's it. 3-0 in the 97th minute of the game. We have won the Champions League, ladies and gentlemen, with Hartlepool, with free agents only. And that is all she wrote. 3-0 to Hartlepool against Liverpool. We are the best team in the world. And that is the hat-trick complete. We've done it with a Championship team, a League 1 team, and also a League 2 team. And if you enjoyed this free agents only video, you should click either side of me to watch me do it with a Championship team and a League 1 team as well.